From the studios of Foxborough Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Welcome to another episode of Around Foxborough. My name is Julie Love. I'm your host. Today we have an exciting guest. She is somebody that I have known for the past 2 decades, and I have seen her transformation. And she's a really, really wonderful, not only the person, but started something really, really helpful to the community. So without further notice, let's bring Valerie. Hi, Valerie.
Hey, Jerry.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, absolutely. So, can you tell us your full name and then your title and then what you do to our audience?
Sure. My name is Valerie Becker Noguera. I'm the founder and master coach of True Heartist. It is a company that is dedicated to providing accessible heart and art centered wellness programs.
Wonderful. So, when did you start this program?
So I recently launched this program in January. For the last 2 years, though, I have been working a lot within the community regarding health and wellness and meditation. Once the pandemic hit, with all the uncertainties and everything that was going on in the world, the amount of stress and concern and anxieties and just life changed as we knew it and started weighing more on people. And so I launched True Heartist as a way to help people gain insight into their health and well-being in exploring, expressing, and involving themselves as artists, as creatives, and as people in their highest true power.
Great. And how can people find out about like where to go or more information? Do you have any Instagram, social media, website?
I do. That's actually a great question. So, right now, all of our classes and programs are virtual. They can go to www.trueheartist.com. And we're also on social media, and our handle is at True Heartist, TrueHeartist.
Great. So, Valerie, go back to before you started this program. Now, can you tell us a little bit of what else you do? I know you do a lot more than True Artist.
Yes. For the last 20 years, I actually have been centered in the arts industry. I graduated from the Boston Arts Academy. I went to Emerson College, and everywhere I found myself, I always connected people, whether it's through my jobs or community centers. I worked with a lot of people in the arts. It could be teaching dance, teaching meditation, and even doing some energy healing. I am a Reiki practitioner. And so wherever I found myself, there were just creative ways to keep people connected and lifted.
And then I know that you serve some board position as well.
Yes, yes, yes. I am currently the chair of the Boston Arts Academy Alumni Board. Boston Arts Academy is Boston's first and only public school, high school for the visual and performing arts. They've been around since 1998. And this year will complete 20 years of graduating classes, which is something so excellent because that school actually helped shape me and the vision and mission that I'm on to help the community. The school is dedicated to helping artists, young artists thrive, and some of their mottos include helping to produce artists, scholars, and citizens. And I'm just so proud to be from that school and see how they've helped me, go into my career now.
Wonderful. So just side story, the Boston Arts Academy was initiated by Lee Burke vision. Lee Burke, Berkeley College of Music's former founder, former president, and I know Lee will be very proud to hear your story.
Oh, thank you. That's right. You're so right on that, Jury. The Boston Arts Academy was started by a consortium, the Pro Arts Consortium, which included Berkeley, Emerson, the Boston Architectural Center, Mass Art, the Boston Conservatory, and they basically were able to start this pilot school in 1998. Actually, this year they're going to be finishing up a brand new Boston Arts Academy building. So, Boston Arts Academy was located in Fenway Park, across the street from it. And the last 4 years, they've actually been constructing a new building that will be dedicated to creating more space for musicians, actors, dancers, and even people who study fashion technology and so much more. So it's really, really nice to see that come full circle.
So you are a dancer
Yes,
at the academy, Arts Academy, and then we met at the Boys and Girls Club in Dorchester when you were just a teenager when I started the program.
that's right.
I've seen you transform in so many different stages. And how did the dancer become this um, health community, doing this work with two artists? Like, how did it evolve to here?
So when I started dancing and professionally studying, say at the Boston Arts Academy, I was actually in a home, right, with my mother, who was a single mom, always working so hard to make ends meet. And my dad was a homeless veteran. So you can imagine kind of like the stresses and pressures that I had at home to just kind of, you know, um, keep everything moving and try and make the most of life. And one of the things that I turned to was meditation and the arts. And so, as I continued to study dance and meditation and healing arts, I found myself going through life and always turning back to making sure I was grounded first and foremost in myself. Right. And then also, my mission has always been to connect and help people. And so, as I've gone through everything in terms of professional careers and even transformation in my own personal life, I have always, always, always made it a mission to help others as I go along. One of the things we always take a look at or maybe overlook sometimes is where we are at this moment in time is not just because of ourselves, but also because we stand on the shoulders of other people who have brought us along the way. So, I'm so grateful to everyone who's been part of my story, including you, Jury, in helping me, lift me up and get to where I've come so far and where I'm headed.
Well, Valerie, it's all on you. You have worked so hard. And now, let's talk more about True Artist. I know that you had sent video to us. So let's watch that video. Well, thank you so much for sharing the video.
Oh my goodness, that's so great. Thank you all for playing that.
So, how many clients do you have so far from True Artist?
So, from True Hardest, in the time that we have opened up in January, right now we have about, I would say, about 80 clients, which is quite a bit right now. It's a small community, yet still intimate community of people who are really dedicated not only to self development, but also community engagement and supportive empowerment.
So, if I want to be a member or join True Artist, what do I expect? How do I go? Can you explain?
Oh, sure. So to sign up to be a member, you would just go on the website and sign up for the classes or the programs that you're interested in. There are single class prices and there's packages that you can buy as well. But I always encourage people to come in and try our classes out. We do offer some free classes from time to time that allow you to experience the way that True Hardest program works. One of the things that I always love to start my classes with is meditation, because part of the benefits of meditation allow you to relax and be in the present moment of where you're at. Sometimes when you are running from your day to day, going from activity to activity, work to personal life, you don't allow yourself to really be in the moment because you're always thinking of either what's next or what did I miss, versus saying, you know what, it's so important to be in the here and now. How do I really take that experience on? And so, with all of our classes, we start off with a meditation to get us focused and kind of like in the move and groove there. And then we go into our program. So some of our programs include movement. So whether it's stretching and movements that are good for the health and body, some include dance as well. And other activities include workshops, such as group life coaching, where we help people identify blocks and habits and maybe, ideas that are holding them back, things that they're holding on to, holding them back from achieving their next goal.
So, what are the clients' need that you hear from these people that signed up? Like, what are their like personal goals? Like, what are they struggling with? Is that because of pandemic or just in general that they were trying to work on?
So, most people who do sign up tend to be people who are looking to learn to relax, to have more mental clarity, and to feel more connected with themselves. Now more than ever, we're going into the second year of the pandemic, and things still feel pretty heavy for a lot of us. Many people lost loved ones, they've lost their jobs, they have been shouldering so much as parents and friends and community members that connection in terms of saying self-care, that connection to even a virtual community of people who understand that life is hard, but when you take a moment to give yourself a moment to relax, you can move forward with more mental energy. You can unblock things that may be weighing you down and move forward with more creativity. And especially with meditation, the benefits of meditation include better sleep, as well as mental clarity. Your focus is even better, improved moods, and just to be able to do all of that and connect with other people is something so special to a lot of our members.
So, how long typically is the course?
Sure. So our classes can range anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. And then our programs and courses last around 3 weeks and meet approximately 2 times a week for about an hour each class.
So, do you have any testimonials from people who graduated from these courses?
Actually, I will be getting some. I do have my first cohort graduating next week from a new program that I just introduced called the Glow Up, which is dedicated to helping people find their inner light and express self love. Sometimes it sounds so corny when you hear people say that, right? Because a lot of us are pretty logical. And, the new thing is meditation and self care, and just health and well-being is so important that when you neglect yourself, right, and these courses are meant to bring out appreciation and gratitude and self-love and just helping you express your inner light. And that's what my first cohort is going to be giving me feedback on, which is really exciting.
Yes, I'm curious to hear what they have learned. And then, can you tell us about self care? Like, what does that mean that people are talking a lot about self care these days, especially during the pandemic? What do you think what self care is, and why do you think self care is important in your program and in our community?
Self care is literally you making the time and taking the time to take a break and take care of yourself to see how you need fit. It means different things for different people. But through the program, we help you explore ways that you identify with self-care. So, for example, for myself, one day self-care could be I just need a break to sit down, sip some tea, and, just chill out and enjoy where I'm at. And other days, my self-care can literally, as a mom, a busy mom, it could just be taking a shower by myself for 10 minutes, maybe with good music. So self-care helps you literally take care of yourself and your needs mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, so that you can kind of regroup yourself and anchor yourself in what you know to be your true self.
So, after speaking about self care, and then your explanation was very helpful. But in your program, you use meditation for the self care, but also, what else do you do with meditate along with meditation for to promote self care?
So, with the meditation, we always do meditation in the True Hardest programs just to start off. What the meditation does is it helps us become in the present time, literally just connect with where you are. Living in a hyper connected world that we're in today, where we're always connected to our phones, our computers, our laptops, every electronic thing we can think of, we end up literally processing so much information that our brain is going 1,000 miles an hour. And so with meditation, I always like to bring us back. Let's, pump the brakes a little bit, slow our minds down, and come back to stillness and to be present in the moment so that we can really soak in what the class is about. You can practice all the self-care that you are able to, whether you are going off to the spa, whether you are going off to a movie or just Netflixing and chilling, whatever it may be. But if your mind is not calm, if you're not relaxed, you will not be able to enjoy the time you have set aside for yourself. And it almost defeats the purpose of self-care. So that's why meditation is so important for that.
Well, thank you so much for explaining. So, what is your vision, like maybe 5 to 10 years goal with To Your Hardest?
So, in 5 to 10 years, I really do hope that we can have a community of more conscious and aware people. One of the things I hope to do by then, in 5 to 10 years, is to be able to expand into young adult classes, youth classes for meditation and health and wellness. One of the things that we're seeing now is Generation Z. And even some millennials as well are getting into this whole health and wellness. They understand more about, self-care and making it a priority. And as these next generations come through, I look forward to seeing a more conscious and collective society, more kind and generous society, and just a community of people who understand what true self-care and health and well-being is about.
It's interesting that you mentioned about the youth, and then I have 10-year-old and 4-year-old, and especially with the pandemic, I think the youth mental health is not really talked about. So, with your vision, involving the youth, how do you think it's going to affect in a positive way, maybe as a parent or maybe as a youth?
I think the way that meditation and health and wellness really affects or can impact, right, our youth and even parents is that it allows families to connect in more meaningful and deeper ways. When you are a family that is always on the go, 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 you may not get that opportunity to really connect as parents and childs or even as siblings. And so when you practice meditation and work on health and wellness, it allows you to be centered also in your family, which is something really nice as well, because you can then create a support system for one another, open up communication, and identify what it is that you are trying to do. If kids need more support, they can be more open and talk about that with the parents, and some parents need support too. It's the same thing. You learn to identify what are some ways that you are struggling, and or what are the challenges that you are facing in parenting, and how do you work through that. And that's part of the discovery process, right? The exploration process in some of our programs.
So because of its online classes, your demographic of clients, are they all in Massachusetts mostly, or are they from all over the states or from different parts of the world? What?
So as of right now, my clients are actually all over the U.S. For the most part, a majority are in Massachusetts. One of the things I do look forward to as more people get vaccinated and we start to see the different regulations, come about for public gatherings and different events. I'm looking forward to being able to meet up in person and connect with people, obviously following, you know, safety procedures and COVID protocols that the state may have. But, that's something that's going to be nice. But as of right now, as you mentioned, I do have clients all over the US right now.
Well, fantastic, Valerie. Thank you so much for coming to Foxborough Cable Access around Foxborough show. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy that you started this program for other people. Can you please give our audience your last word?
Yes. Thank you so much for having me here today, Jury. I appreciate all of the support from the community and our members, and I look forward to continuing to provide opportunities and access to heart and art centered wellness programs that really help people evolve into their highest selves. It's all about opportunities. And, I always encourage people, give yourself permission to take opportunities and reach your goals.
Well, thank you again for coming to our show. And Valerie, your website again is trueartist.com.
That's right.
Yes. So people do visit trueartist.com and check out her website and her great work. My name is Julia Love. I'm your host. Our executive producer is Michael Weber, and our director is Paul Beck. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you had missed other episodes of the Around Foxborough, go to fcatv.org. It's fcatv.org and click on Video on Demand and click on Around Foxborough. We'll see you next time.